Good morning from the beautiful Yorke Peninsula again. I'm out here on the kayak. The weather was just too good to turn down. Too good to be sitting on land catching fish from there. So I'm back out on the kayak again. And well, I had a little bit of a bait collecting session, and as you can see, I'll grab it for you. It went pretty well. Now there's 15 squid in there, believe it or not, which in South Australia is your bag limit. So that took me, those 15 took me about 25 to 35 minutes. I didn't really put a timer on count, but it was pretty hot. They're not very big, as you can see. They make like half fill up a Ziploc. But now it's time. We're gonna go out in search of some good sized King George whiting. Hopefully, I've got the ultralight outfit with me again, so should be a lot of fun. If it's anything like this squid fishing this morning, then stay tuned. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna run that footage from this morning, me getting on the water, coming out here, getting that bag limit, and then after that footage rolls, you're gonna see me hopefully anchored up and onto some beautiful King George. Cannot wait. I'm so excited. Let's do it. Geez, does it really get any better than when the conditions are like this? Literally, you can see the baby ornate cowfish that have moved up onto the flats there. Oh my God. It's these days right here that are pretty special, and you feel so lucky to be out in the water. Oh. Little rock crab down there. There's a heap of viz. Hopefully gonna smash the squid this morning. Oh boy. That's incredible. In fact, for you today, that little bird out there has got one of the best bird names ever, and I found it out while I was away for work on a program. It's called the hoary-headed grebe. Isn't that funny? That little thing right there. I'm sure Ollie editing me talking to myself. Zoom in on that thing, because it's the best name ever. In other news, we're about 100 meters away from my squidding mark. See if I can be first cast merchant. Me fashion, I get out, have a first cast, and then realize that I am getting a phone call, and then reel it in quickly and see 3 squid chasing it in. First cast merchant is back. Let's get that back out there, because there's another 2 chasing it in. Where did they go? Right, I reckon we got to cast out back that way a little bit and we'll hook up straight away. How funny is that? Straight away. There's one. There's another. Well, I should say there's 2. It's going to be a nice little whiting bait, that fella. We're going to go back out into that little zone. Now I'm pretty sure I definitely saw 3. may have been more even further behind it. There's one. Yep. But that's the third, I think. Now there may be more. You never know with these guys, with these sneaky cephalopods. Oh, hello. Clearly my catching skills aren't on point. I'll get back out there again. Now I forgot who, but someone asked me in my last video, how do I know when the squid's on? Now there's a couple tells for me. The first thing is I always keep my finger on the line like that. And if I feel that line go tight, or if I feel a knock on the line, that tells me that there's a squid on. Now, another tell is when you're using braid, you notice your line, it goes tight, you might notice a thump in your line, something like that. Or it might go slack as well. They're all telltale signs that you've hooked a squid, or that you've got one holding onto your jig. There's another squid. That's number 4 now. He feels just a touch bigger than the ones before. He didn't take any line. My drag's not that tight either. I don't know, it just feels a little bit bigger. He's still gonna skull drag him in. No, he's about the same size. Gangcraft leather jacket. I mean, this jig, it is. Oh. Oh, mate. It is just silly how well this jig goes. I was going to say before I was rudely interrupted by that squid inking everywhere. Let's just save that mark. Jesus, mate. Christ. I suppose I deserve it. There's another one. You can just feel it. I love it when they just take like that. You can just feel them grab your line. It is just awesome. It's just squidding, hey. Squidding's so good. They taste awesome. They're ripper fun to catch. They're pretty easy to catch once you have a little bit of know-how. Fortunately, they're all about that size at the moment. And they usually are around here for some reason this time of year. Oh, and we've got another one just next to the kayak. Let's see if we can make him come up and eat this. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Here he comes, here he comes. Yeah, yes. I love it when they do. Oh! I love it when they do that. That's a lovely little whiting bait, that. If you don't know, I'm going for whiting again after this, and the small squid are brilliant because even their tube is really good bait because it's quite thin, it's still quite soft, and their tentacles, the candles, are even better. Now, a bit of a sounder tip for those who are new to sounders and new to sort of making your own marks, finding your own spots. If you are in a new, sorry, I'm just getting interrupted by Squid here, but I'll continue to talk. If you are in a new location and you're looking to find your own spots and doing all that sort of stuff, then the best way of going about it, especially for squid, is drifting. You tend to cover much more ground when you're drifting, and you're finding just schools of squid. Now, every time that you catch a school of squid or you're onto a school of squid, mark that down on your sounder. And after, maybe if you're doing pretty well, 2 or 3 drifts, you'll find that your sounder's pretty loaded up with all different marks along your drift. Now, the best way of going about it is then putting your marker sort of around the middle of those, along that drift line, and then creating one big mark saying like good squidding bottom, and you're just going to drift around that zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On again. Just went a bit quiet out this side, so I just popped in a cast over the other side and wobble ammo. We're on again. Again. This one's only a small squid, but I mean they all pretty much are. Get this guy in. And you get some. These grounds here look incredible. Haven't seen any King George or anything yet, so you have to really keep your eyes peeled if you want to spot one of them. Got another one on. Just noticed that my line was going pretty slack and hooked this little fella again. I think this is number 8 now, and I've been fishing for only like half an hour or so. The reason why I'm not really enjoying this fight per se, I'm reeling in quite quickly, is because they are so hot, and if it falls off it's not the end of the world. Whereas if it was a bigger squid, and also if it wasn't as hot, I'd be going a little bit easier on that fella. But do I turn the GoPro off? We've got another one on. Jeez, he snaffled at this fella. Look at you. So they demolished it. There's another one. This is number 10. Gonna have plenty of whiting bait. Plenty of little food too. Oh, there's one on it. Just gonna drop it. Usually they'll take if it's down a bit deeper. Got him. There's number 11. Oi! Yeah, bastard. That's a better one. That for sure is a better one. That's the biggest of the day. By an absolute country mile. That's not a bad squid at all. You take that. In you come. Flank that one. There's a bit of whiting bait. Hopefully he comes back like that. Hopefully you saw that, because that is a perfect example of me using that rod angle technique. Pretty sure that's 13. There he goes back. Oh man, I've got this guy hooked better too. You can feel it when they're on by one, it's a bit more elasticated, the fight. Pretty sure that's 14. All right, I'm pretty sure inadvertently my GoPro battery ran out, so I was like, oh, I'll come back down to change it, and then I was just like, oh, while I'm down here, might as well see how many squid I got. Turns out, I believe I have 15, so let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, look at that dusky morn. and 15. Bagged out already. And the time is, get a bit of a time check. The time is alright, well, got the whole bloody day ahead of us. Let's go chase some King George, shall we? From the slowness of this whiting fishing, I'm going to boost way around into the bay. All I've seen is loads of jellyfish, my friend. Onto something here. Just changed it up, gone right into the shallows. It feels like a King George. It's fighting. Yeah, it is. That's not a bad little King George either. I reckon that's very, very close to legal, for sure. We'll just give him one as a bit of reference. Yeah, he's 30. Undersized, unfortunately for me. But at least we're getting something. Squidding, 10 out of 10. Fishing, 0. Been in to drop a bit of the other gear off. Thought I'd come out for a little gar session. So I picked up the burley pot, and yeah, let's see if we can't find ourselves some garries. And you're baiting them through the blunt end, or the square end of the gent, so the other bit is wriggling around like so, and it just makes it look even more appealing underwater when they're wriggling around like so. Realistically, if they're very finicky like they are, because it's so early season today, you'll find that they only really eat the gents when they're alive. So that just means that you have to be extra on top of rebaiting, not getting too lazy with it either. Gar on. If it's legal or not, it's going to be another question. I reckon that will be close to legal. This one is 100% legal for sure, there's no doubt in my mind. He's a good gar, that one. It's the sort of gar that you want to tell your family about, that one. Just going to go straight into the little ice slurry that we got going on in there. That was a smooth operation, that one. Now, if you are a gar pro, you would know this already, but if you're not, then please listen. If you're on a kayak catching these things, try to keep them in the kayak for as least long as possible to save yourself probably the most painful time of cleaning in your life, because it is just gar scales, pretty much everything gar that you'll find in your kayak, and it's no fun. You can't just leave with one gar, surely. Oh, that one just got a little float concussion. Come on. Do it. What is that, Tommy? Oh, Mr. Ruff. Oh, there's gar on it. There's gar on it. Wow. There was gar on that straight away. And now there's another gar on it. Eating, got it. Saw that as well. This is another good one. That's another legal size one for sure, I think. Give him a measure, but I'm pretty sure he's well legal. They are so slimy, these things. So they have to be 23 to the top bill. That's 25. Into the little party house you go, my friend. Other two keepers. I forgot to get the last one on film, but they are just going off just in front of me. That's for sure another keeper. Now the tide is starting to move now. I've noticed that I've swung. There's no way. A car just jumped on that just there, and that's another legal fish too. That is crazy talk. I was literally just drifting away. I think he swallowed that hook too. Yeah, he did. It's another keeper for sure. Yeah. Oh, that's a good gar. And I've lost my float. That's the biggest of the day for sure. He's a good garfish. Hopefully I can get my float back, otherwise that would be a interesting one. See if I can get an eat right there, like that. Oh, you're a good gar too. Alright, the gar bite is officially going bunter. He's a beauty. In you go, mate. You almost just like sight casting them. There's one. He ate it. This is just a little bit ridiculous. This is just very, very ridiculous. This is another good one. Relax. Relax, my friend. Oh, eat it. You're only a little fella. Might just be legal though. These have to be the hardest fish to hold ever. Yeah, he's well legal. He's legal.